It's the most extreme race that you can do. It's the toughest endurance race in the world.
I don't think you can actually, if you've never rowed an ocean, you can't actually prepare yourself 100% for what's coming at you.
The moment we've been waiting for, 39 days. Land.
Now, it's called the world's toughest row for a reason. 3,000 miles long, the race goes from La Gomera in the Canary Islands to Antigua in the Caribbean. He battled brutal Atlantic waves and also the physical and mental toll of sharing such close quarters with his teammates.
So I am Dean Fitzmaurice. I'm a McDonald's franchisee. I own and operate 6 restaurants in Teesside. Like all good challenges, it starts with a bit of wine. Matt and myself, both McDonald's franchisees, we were at an AGM in Portugal. And after a couple of bottles of red wine, we decided, let's do a really big challenge for Ronald McDonald House Charities.
I'd always wanted to sail across the Atlantic. He'd had this dream of rowing across it before. And by the end of the night, we'd said, yeah, we'll do it. We woke up then in the morning, having watched some YouTube videos of other people that have rowed across the Atlantic, and said, you know what, we need something, so yeah, let's row across the Atlantic. We'll do it for Ronald McDonald House Charity, which is something that we're both very close to, and there it all began.
We literally propped our phone up against a bottle of Corona and sat on these pool bar stools watching people row the ocean on YouTube going, yeah, we can do this. We can do this. Let's do it. And yeah, we cheersed and said, right, let's start. And the first step was to speak to the charity and see how they could best support us and how we deal with that. We then had to create a marketing plan, and what does that look like, and and how do we raise sponsorship and get people on this journey with us to ensure that we can raise as much money as possible for the families. And then we had to look at the logistics of how do we actually do it. And I thought it was quite straightforward. You just apply and you can row, and we'll do it in the December, but the race is pretty much booked up for 3 years. So we had to beg Atlantic Campaigns to let us in 2 years' time, so the year after when we started planning. Once we'd got the place, it was like, okay, let's start training, let's find a boat, let's look at what courses we need to do, and it all started from there.
Yeah, so then once me and Dean had made a plan that we wanted to do it, we needed to get a team together. And so we decided that a 4-man team was the best one. It's the fastest way to get across. So how we wanted to do it, we knew that we would be 30 plus minus days at sea. So Dean had his friend Nick that he wanted to be part of it as well. They're lifelong friends. And then as word spread that I was going to do it, Rick, who's local to me, he heard that we were going to row across the Atlantic and asked if he could join in the team as well. So it became 4. We initially had a 5th person, and that didn't work out, but then yeah, the 4 of us had stuck through there afterwards. None of us with any rowing experience whatsoever thought it'd be a good idea to learn to row and go across the Atlantic.
Sunday morning, I get a phone call at about 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. Dean phoned me. I'd been at my nephew's 21st maybe the night before, or some event the night before, and so I was a little bit hungover. And he was like, do you remember that challenge we was going to do 15 years ago? I was like, what challenge? We was going to do everything. And he said, row the Atlantic. I said, yeah. And Dean said, are you up for it? So I'm like, yeah, of course. So that's when it kind of started.
So I didn't know Dean and Nick before we did the row, but I've known Matt since school. So it was just something that he mentioned that he was looking to do, and kind of became obvious that there was an option there for me to do it. And I just thought, I'm not really going to get an option like this again. It's never been on my bucket list to go to a row across the Atlantic or anything like that, but when do you realistically get chances like this? So yeah, so I said I'd do it.
Start off with, we went on a learn to row course at Holmworth Lake, which is close to us, standard rowing club, and they taught us how to row, the principles of scull rowing. I bought a training boat. I went down to the club frequently with some friends that then got part of the club. So the club, Holmworth Lake, were absolutely fantastic to us. And then when we did finally get the big boat, we were able to use that in the lake initially to start training there. There was a point of just learning to row, which was a skill in itself. So yes, we had 2 years from idea to actually doing it, but to learn to row is a key principle of going across an ocean. So we learned together and then we trained together. So for me, once, twice, 3 times a week, I was on the water at Holmworth Lake, just putting the miles in, going backwards and forwards on Holmworth Lake in our little training boats.
I wouldn't say eye-opening, because it really wasn't in any way the same as rowing across the Atlantic. It was more kind of like the lads getting together for the first time, doing some rowing, playing around with bits and bats, trying to find out what we needed to work on. But yeah, it couldn't have been further away from like reality. I mean, even that was pretty miserable. It was chucking it down, wasn't it? It absolutely threw it down on us.
I think it was every day. Every time we went there, it was at least today I've come over down this morning, it's raining again.
And then the actual race boat turned up at Holmworth Lake. And that was the first time I'd seen it, been on it, looked inside it, and at first we thought, actually, this is quite wobbly. Like, we're a bit worried about this. So what if it topples over? We come to learn after getting back that it is the most secure thing. That you know, it's just an incredible piece of engineering. These boats, they're unbelievable. We started having the conversations about we need to be comfortable being uncomfortable. We can't just get off and go and warm up in the middle of the ocean or dry off. You know, we need to start practicing our wet and dry drills better, and we need to just start getting more comfortable with staying out here and living on this boat. And so we'd stay out for overnight, stay out for a couple of days, you know, row further, double down on the length of the rows that we were doing, and practicing with that boat and just get out every opportunity we could.
The first year when we did all the row and everything like that, and we said, yeah, next year we're going to be rowing the world's toughest row and this, that and the other. And you could always say next year, and you so you're just building up for it and you're starting to get your body used to it and you're telling people and going out there. And then literally New Year's Day, and it was New Year's Day, it was like, shit, it's this year. Do you know what I mean? So it got real New Year's Day, because I couldn't say next year anymore. Even though it was the end of the year, it wasn't until December, it was still this year. That's when it got real for me.
The northeast coastline is about as similar as you can get to Atlantic sea conditions. It's just a damn sight colder. And coastal rowing's a bit different to rowing in the ocean, because once you get out there, you're not worried about tidal drift into rocks and things like that. You know, you're not planning that wind around, or we might have to put the anchor down because we're actually going nowhere here and we're drifting into rocks. In the middle of the ocean, if you drift, you drift. You just go off course. So it's slightly different, but it was a good training ground in the northeast. And we had a fantastic coach in Duncan Roy, who is incredible. He's world leading in ocean rowing coaching, knowledge, experience, and just his delivery of his coaching. You get it and you buy into it, and he doesn't just create you have to be an ocean rower. He creates a team, he creates a culture, and so Duncan prepared us really well for the ocean.
So La Gomera was weird for me, because throughout all the training, all the preparation, everything, I was like, why are we going to La Gomera for like 2 weeks before the race day? Do you know what I mean? It's stupid, do you know what I mean? We're already going to be at sea for 30 odd days. Do you know what I mean? And you've got time off when you come back. It's just more time that, for me, I just didn't want off. However, getting to La Gomera was probably the best thing. 2 reasons. One, it gives us a bit time together as a team. But not only that, you can't, as well as your boat preparations and this, that and the other, which I can't, and inspections I kind of get, but it kind of calms you down because beforehand you are juggling everything, do you know what I mean? You've got work, you're training, you're working, you're training, do you know what I mean? Trying to see family, and this, that and the other. So for me, La Gomera was just like, and breathe.
Physically, I was in the best shape I'd been in since I was 28.
Dean Fitzmaurice, Team Graft, weighs in at... look at that! Look at that! 113.7! I want it to be 115, that's mega!
I felt strong, lean, good. Physically, I was good for it. I was ready to go. Mentally, I thought, being in the military and all the tours I've done and stuff that I've done outside of the military, I was absolutely geared up to nail this. It'll be easy. It's just another tour. You know, I've done lots of tours before. I've been away for 7 months without coming home. It'll be easy. But it wasn't, and it was very different. And I think, I don't think you can actually, if you've never rowed an ocean, you can't actually prepare yourself 100% for what's coming at you. I think what you've got to be prepared for is the unknowns, and those feelings that you've probably never had before, or taking yourself to a completely new place. And that was something that all of us learnt on the ocean. I don't think you can train for that, unfortunately. You can train as much as you like, but even if you're out for 7 days, you know that on day 7 you're getting off, you're going for a shower, you're going to work. And once you get out there, you don't know when it's ending, and you're in the mercy of the weather and your team. Someone can get injured, you know, someone can get sick. The weather can be horrendous and hold you up. You know, there's all these different barriers to actually when you will finish. Whereas psychologically, when you're training, you know exactly when you're finishing, pretty much. You know, this is the day we're getting off and we're all going back to work.
Excited about it because there's just a buzz around the village. You know, the whole place comes alive for that race, and the team do a brilliant job of putting it on with their presentations and everything like that. But there's still a big chunk of work to do. So it was like excitement for it and the energy of being there and doing that, but then making sure that the work got done, make sure that you were prepared before you went, and also just enjoyed that time as well. Like, you know, you were going out to the Canaries for 10 days, which for most people is a nice holiday. Like, there was work to do on the boat and prep and everything like that, but you wanted to enjoy it as well.
Got to the point now where he's making up fake injuries so other teams think we're off. It's good though, isn't it? We start getting the other boats, can't we? Right, dude. No, I ain't getting stitched up like Nick. Why have I got a little truck? Definitely didn't have a little truck. Yeah. Shall we start? I reckon we start.
And get Will at the
I reckon we start soaking them tomorrow. Get him then. Look at how small they've got. They like that. Oh, they fit an apps. No, they're sucking my eyeballs out. Bit of bear watch. Bit of crime watch. What are we talking?
keep it above the knees.
And Nick's got his f***ing sock on. Geriatric.
He's funny, isn't he, Nick? I said, what have you got your arm tamed up for? He said, he's told Melissa on race day he's coming out with one on his ankle as well.
No one gives a shit.
No one's even asked him.
No one's asked him.
You're old, we expect you to have RSI. This is not kidology. This is all about how to psych the opposition out, like Nick. Nick went with an armband. I decided to put a massive ice pack.
We thought that was an ice pack, but it's actually more chocolate.
3,000 miles, 4 lads in a boat. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, so we're obviously out there sort of 11 days before the race starts, and the race actually got brought forward as well because of weather. But that first sort of week, we were out there together as a team. Families didn't fly out until the second week, and so we spent a lot of time preparing the boat, packing, unpacking, checking have we got everything. Is the boat polished enough to go as fast as we can? You know, are we fueling up correctly? Doing a couple of sessions in the gym together, having a couple of beers together and bonding, and you know, and just talking about life. Are we ready? What we're doing? Who's the competition? You're looking around the boat park and you are looking at who's the competition. At that point, it's just pure excitement. It's just building up. The sun's out. Everything's like, great, come on, let's get on the ocean. You do your practice rows on the ocean. Everything's good. Then the families come out and then the time starts to get shorter and shorter and shorter. And when you get into that sort of last 24 hours, all of a sudden, the realization hit me. I am leaving my family for Christmas. I mean, I had not thought about it. I was so focused on getting to that start line. I was so focused on being prepared that it was kind of an afterthought, which was incredibly selfish. And because it was their entire life I was impacting, and that's all they could think about was I wasn't there for Christmas. And so I don't think me and Melissa have ever been closer than that point there. And that final sort of goodbye as we got on the boat, that was hard.
A couple of days before, Steph, the kids, an extended family came out, my brother, and then this is actually going to happen now. This is real. I'm going away. We're saying our goodbyes, and it wasn't really until the day before where I started writing the Christmas cards to the kids, and I became an absolute blubbering mess. And I got up early to go down and sit my own in the hotel, and I was just crying my eyes out in the hotel, just writing Christmas cards to the kids of, wow, I'm not actually going to see them, and this is actually going to be real now, and trying to write down your emotions into a card when they're upstairs sleeping. I was literally a blubbering mess writing Christmas cards, and then it kind of hit home, but it still hadn't happened.
I think what was a little bit stressy, like you said there, families was coming out the day before, do you know what I mean? And so tell them that we're going out a day earlier and they had to spend changing flights and getting accommodation. That was more of a struggle for them, and maybe I might not have seen my family, but they got there in the end, so it was all good.
Mixed emotions really. Part of me is really excited and proud of the team and how much they've prepared towards getting to this point. And then the other half is really sad. Dean's missed a Christmas, so it's been really difficult for me and the family. Sorry. But yeah, I'm sure they're going to get through it. I've got every confidence in them and can't wait to see the story and the journey that they're going on.
I think it's fair to say emotions are running high at this point. I think after 2 years in the making and the build up to it, it's actually the realisation that it's happening and it's happening tomorrow. So I think all of a sudden, it sounds ridiculous, but after 2 years you're thinking it's coming and now it's here. I think it's fair to say that we're all getting a bit emotional about it, I think is a fair point. But no, we're really excited for the boys. They've worked really hard and they put a lot of graft into what they're doing with no problem. They're prepped and I think they'll be good to go. They're ready.
I just don't want him to go in general.
You will?
I don't want him to go only because that we won't get to play football on Saturdays and Sundays.
But we will when he's back, won't we?
Yeah.
And then I think it's fair to say we are super proud of Daddy and all the boys. And yeah, we can't wait to see them in Antigua.
I think we're all fit and ready. Obviously, most of the thoughts are with the family now. My wife and my kids, and missing Christmas. Didn't think I'd be that bothered at first, but it's really quite painful now, and the thought of that. So I feel like I've got to make sure I don't let them down as much as the team.
2 years in the making. Like we're good on the boat. We've drilled everything. We know what we're doing with all the electronics and stuff. So it's just time to go out and see what we can do. Probably just to my mum and dad and let them know that I love them. I hope I do them proud.
I'm probably more excited to see the family. You know what I mean? That's probably where I'm going to be like, because I've seen everybody with their families the last few days, and I was like, I wish mine had come out a bit earlier.
Yeah, 24 hours to go, and yeah, an emotional start to the day that I wasn't expecting. I thought I was holding it up pretty strong up until now. I knew it was going to be hard, but I didn't necessarily think it was going to be this hard. Every day they're asking me, Dad, why do you need to go? Why do you need to do it? And every day I have to try and justify why you need to do it. They don't get it, they don't understand. It's just something that we need to do. It got me this morning, it properly got me.
So, legacy. What is legacy? A long-lasting event or actions within somebody's life. First maiden voyage is going to be 3,000 miles across the Atlantic. The charity that we're doing it for, Ronald McDonald House Charities, impacts the lives of thousands of people with poorly children in hospital every year. And for us, it's the adventure of a lifetime, completing the toughest endurance race in the world. It's our legacy. So, can I all ask you to raise a glass? To legacy. Please bring us back safely and with haste, and for all the crews that follow there afterwards. To legacy.
She took my fingers to her mouth, the kind of thing that makes you proud, that nothing else had ever worked out. And maybe I tried other things, but nothing can capture the sting of the venom she's gonna spit out right now. Kiss me on the mouth and lock me like a sailor. When you get a taste, can you tell me what's my flavor? Don't believe in God, but I believe that you're my savior. I know that you've been worried, but you're tripping in my favor.
It's hard because you're seeing all your families there, do you know what I mean? And it's like, even me stepdad, do you know what I mean? He came out and he was like, I don't think he'd bear hug me as much in his life, do you know what I mean? He's just given me a massive, so that was kind of emotional, do you know what I mean? And you've got my daughter and my son there, she's crying her eyes out, my son's like, yeah, go on lad, go on, get it done dad. What I didn't appreciate probably at the time was all their feelings, do you know what I mean? I knew I was doing it, and I think one of the lads had said, it's kind of selfish for us to do this, we've got to think of the families as well. And when you look at them, when we come out to like a mirror, you're seeing all the faces, you're like, wow, do you know what I mean? It's emotional.
Across the start line, heading out, the last buoy marker, and there's Lagamera. We are off. Dean, words?
Feeling good, ready to go. Gonna make it to Antigua in 20 days.
Rick?
No.
Nick?
Feeling good back here. Let's have it now. Chase down the pack.
We set off that first night in the boat, it's all exciting, everything's happening. We set off in some good rough weather, the wind was behind us, we were flying along, everyone's warily in the position, very really exciting, everything's at it. But again, the thought of being away for what was going to be 39 days hadn't really hit home. So at the point when we're on day 2, day 3, day 4, and then the isolation is starting to kick in. You're missing your family have flown back home, there's nobody left, and you know that the only way to finish this race now is to cross 3,000 miles in front of you. It wasn't real until day 2, day 3, day 4 when it's right, we're in it now. This is what we're doing, this is our thing. And then it became real.
So this is what it looks like at night on the boat. There's Rick in front of me, you can't see him because it's black. There's the water on the side, you can't see it because it's black. You can see the 3 dials that are telling us where we go. And then, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but the sky is amazing.
So day 5 vlog. So yesterday, bit of a non-event, not much happened yesterday. It was calm, it was quiet, it was a tough rowing day, just putting it all in on the oars, didn't bring much else than that. And then last night was just eerie, it was really heavy clouds, you should see the end of your oars, but no real weather. It was just an absolute slog. We had the wind coming sideways to his nose, and it was just, hard rowing last night, but no big dramas. Everyone well fed, well watered, morale absolutely fine. Got up this morning, everybody upbeat, a bit of a tailwind to start off with, which was good, so I picked up a little bit of speed. And then so far this afternoon, time 1 now, 1 o'clock, it has just absolutely hit up a storm. So Simon said that it was going to get a bit flary this afternoon, and it has done. It is insane. 30-foot waves. I've just come in, and it's just gone out. At the point of changeover, he came out, shut the door, wave hitters, spanners sideways on, ended up sideways into the wind. Next wave came up, crashed straight over us. We were close to capsizing, we didn't, but we keeled right over. Sideways into the wind, then struggled to get it round, but anyway, managed. And I'm just coming for a break. I've those 2 boys out there. So now in the cabin, I don't know if you can hear it in the mic or not, but we're literally getting battered, left, right and centre. And we'll see. I'll put it to the window to see if you can see what's going on. It's just, pictures won't do it justice. It's just messy, it's everywhere.
Spirits were high, especially that first day. We did a lot of laughing and joking on it, and straight away we're looking at what position we are and all this, that and the other, and you're a few hours in. It really doesn't matter at this stage. But it was just good energy and a good laugh. But I think after that first maybe couple of days, I think that's when the reality of it all probably hit in with a few of us. That's probably where the most adjusting came in for people. Probably that day 4 to 8 maybe, where it kind of hit home. Everyone had started to get tired by then. And then after that, after maybe day 10, everybody's just used to being permanently tired and battered. So then it becomes like your norm. But I think after maybe day 4, that's when you start to really feel it because it's new to you. And then it just becomes a norm by like day 10.
Day 7, rowing the Atlantic. The lads are feeling the pain, but we're fighting our way through. Today we had 300-400 dolphins come visit us just to cheer us up. Are we feeling Graft?
Good. All good here.
Sounds so positive, don't they? Sounds so positive. Only about another 4 weeks to go till we get a beer in Antigua.
You then get to sort of day 7 to 10 was when it really starts to set in. I've never felt in so much pain as that. But in that, I think it's probably around day 9, 10, and I was thinking, how the hell am I going to do this? I don't know if I can do this. We're not even 1,000 miles in, not 1,000 miles in, whatever we were, and I've got so much more race to go, and I'm in so much pain. And I remember ringing Melissa and having a chat with her, and she said to me, she goes, she said, "Are you all right?" And I couldn't talk. I was just welling up. I just started crying, and I said, "Look, I don't think I can do this." And Melissa's amazing. She's an amazing woman, and she was a nurse, so she very much knows what to say when you're feeling sorry for yourself. And so in the nicest possible way, she said, look, no one's coming for you. You've chose to do this. You've signed up for this race. Get it done. Get back to us. You owe it to us to get to us. And so it was incredible. And that was sort of the kick up the backside I needed. But that was probably the first time where I wavered and felt emotional and felt in a lot of pain. Yeah, as it goes on, then a couple of weeks in, your body just it's weird. It's so weird how your body just adapts. And there was a period in the middle where nothing hurt. You just got up, you rode 15 hours a day and nothing hurt. You fueled and you did, and you continued on, and it just very weirdly, you just adapted. There came a period where I very rarely set my alarm. I'd just wake up. I knew I'd had 40 minutes sleep. It was time for me to get up. I knew I'd had my hour, or it was 10 minutes to go, and I'd just wake up before my alarm and eat some Haribo, get back on the horse, let's go again, and do it again.
The cause, it brings it home. So Tony from the charity was there. He'd been with us from the start. Me and Dean did the pitch to Tony that we're going to do this 2 years before. I've been doing charity fundraisers for RMHC for 25 years plus. And when you're involved with the charity and you see that the benefit that money has on people, it brings it home. The principle of what we were doing is we were away from our families over Christmas in order to bring people together to be with their families over Christmas. That was the principle of it.
So I work for Ronald McDonald House Charities UK in the marketing team for about 3 years now. And in that time, I've had the privilege of meeting so many families who have really benefited from the work we do. So we've saved them countless miles in commuting back and forth between home and hospital, and we've provided warm, comfortable spaces where they can not only stay overnight but also come and relax in between long days on the ward with their critically ill children. But obviously we can't do it alone, and we do rely heavily on the support of our founding and forever partner McDonald's, all the franchisees that really get behind our cause in their restaurants, but also other types of income, so community fundraisers, people running marathons, doing bake sales, and obviously those incredible challenge events like the Atlantic Row that really drive huge funds and make an incredible difference to the work we do.
I think being a part of this charity just means so much to everybody that is involved in it. The work that we do with the families, not just the patients on the ward, but the siblings as well. They're such a massive part of what we do here. And it's just so wonderful to watch and see how these families who are going through such difficult times, they're overcoming it together.
My name is Hannah. I'm a mum to Ayub, who's currently at the hospital, and I have 3 other children.
My name is Mohammed. I'm the father of Ayub. We've been here over a year now with our son, and he's been diagnosed with a rare condition called acute flaccid myelitis. He just had a normal cold, and then this cold went to his spinal cord and had a lot of inflammation, which left him paralysed from chest down.
Yeah, he was 15 at the time. He collapsed at home. He suddenly lost the feelings in his legs, and he was on the floor, and he kept saying, "Mum, I can't feel my legs, I can't wiggle my toes." And that's when we knew, oh, something's seriously wrong.
This place has become like a home away from home. I mean, we've never heard of Ronald McDonald House before until we came to the hospital. And then after that, our name was put down when we came over here. Then we were shown around, and they gave us a room. And the staff here are amazing. I mean, their kindness, the empathy and everything, and the support it does through our journey. It's amazing being here. I mean, words cannot describe how grateful we are for all the help that they've done.
Without them, without their support, families like us wouldn't have a safe space here. So we just feel they're doing amazing, and we need more people to come forward and do more fundraising.
Your legs.
Yeah, so I went on shift and I'd obviously switched for Dean, so Dean then went into the cabin and went straight in and landed on this spike. So he pulled the little tiny thin padded bit back and saw something poking through.
We had the Marlin attack on Boxing Day, which was insane, and that stopped us for 4 hours while we had to repair all of that and fix that. We then set off again, but now we've got a Marlin's nose through the boat, so that's creating drag.
Boxing Day was probably our worst day, where we made a navigational mistake and then we ended up getting pinned by the wind for 3 days afterwards. That literally was our low point of the whole row.
And then later on today, a big 40-foot catamaran sailing boat came alongside us. It must have been £5-6 million worth of boat, maybe more. They were delivering the boat to someone in America, and they wanted to come and sail out, and they came alongside us, was asking us how long we'd been there. Said that they'll be parked in Antigua when we arrive.
So it's 1:30 in the morning, and this is what we do in the middle of the Atlantic at 1:30 in the morning. Here's the boys,
Top of the morning.
large, giving it large, row your boat. No wind, still as up anything, like rowing in syrup. Boys are kicking out, 3 knots, working hard. I'm off to bed, back up at 3.
Hello guys, little update, day 28, so we've just broken the 800 miles to go.
At the same time, we're missing family. You've got your kids in tears to you on the phone because where's daddy at Christmas? So you're feeling horrible about that. You want to be at home and doing all the things that you and your family should be doing at Christmas, but you're sat in the middle of an ocean with no way of getting out of there. So this whole feeling of, why did I actually do this and why did I sign up for this and I'm in this place, really hit home. It's easy to talk about it now after the end, but that point in time, we were all really lonely, really low. The weather was against us. We weren't moving forward at the pace of what we should be doing. And it was a bit of a dark place for us all to be.
We were stuck on 14 days for about 35 days. It just didn't change. It was like 14, it was still 14 days out. I said, how can we be? How can we be? And it just didn't change. And then all of a sudden it was like, it was going down. But it felt from like that 14 to 10 days out, just seemed to be stuck in a time warp. Do you know what I mean? He just wouldn't move and wouldn't get down to single figure days. Do you know what I mean?
Day 35, and we had gone through the 400-mile barrier. Everyone's a bit anxious to just get on with it now. People are a little bit snappy because we've still got 5 days left. We're so close, but yet still quite far.
It was just a feeling that I've never had before, and the just willingness to want to get to the finish line was huge. The way that we supported each other as a team to get through those difficult times was just something that you will remember forever. You've never needed somebody in such a way that what you needed the team to help you get through those. The whole experience of itself, but definitely those last few days and those last few hours.
Here we are, Team Graft, just come out of the overnights. The sun is rising in Antigua, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. We are 3 up and we have got a whole lot of Rosie. Come on boys.
We've missed him, haven't we? It's been a long 40 days. What about you, Will? What's it been like without him?
Annoying.
Annoying. It has been annoying.
Emotional.
It's been emotional. It's been tidy at home though, eh? FaceTime's been stressful. Because we could never see him, good way. It was very delayed, so we've just been having phone conversations on the sat phone, which has been great. And he's checked in every day, twice a day at least, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He needed to speak to us. I think that's been part of his coping mechanism, to check in at home and hear our voices, which has been nice for us to hear him as well. If there's anything that you can take away from this, I think as a role model, and for Daddy to be your role model, I think it's a prime example of you can set your sights on something, and if you want to achieve something, you can do anything, as long as you work hard, put your mind to it, you dig deep and you're resilient. And I think the team name Graft has never been so apt, because these guys have grafted the whole time.
I think just the constant worry that he's out on a tiny boat in the ocean all that time. I always had so much faith in him and knew he was going to be amazing, but you still just like, he's in a little boat for so long. So I think it was just the constant worry, and it was away for so long. And it went so quick for him, but for us it was like, come on now, hurry up. But yeah,
he's phone calls.
It's just phone calls, yeah. We didn't expect him to ring as much as he has, so that's been lovely. Just to hear his voice.
He is a massive personality. We won't need to be there. He just fills us up, you know. It's
been a long time. I don't know, in one way it feels like he left yesterday, but then when you think about all the things that we've done between, it feels like forever. With Christmas, New Year, you know, and then we've
special time with the family.
And then we've flown back, so it just feels like it's been a long time. I just can't wait for him to get back in. Dean's a big character anyway, so he always is the chattiest person in the room, so he's normally my comfort blanket when I go to places and stuff, so Mum's had to do over talk. Yeah, I've had to be a bit more social.
Well, we're very proud of you.
Super
very
proud,
proud of you, and we can't wait to get you back.
All my mates do literally keep telling me to shut up about him. Like, I'm so proud of my brother-in-law, what is he doing?
Have we got something to say?
Yeah, they've done well.
Well done, and we're very proud. I'm proud of you.
He's been a bit odd because he's, I don't see him all the time, but just not having him around's been a bit weird, and having him away for such a long period of time. And I'm sure he's missed being involved in the business and everything, and he'll jump straight back into that when he gets home. But yeah, it's just been a bit strange not having him around. I think just that he's always challenged himself and done crazy things, but just the fact that they've all had quite bad conditions this year and battled against it, and it's taken a lot longer than they would have anticipated, you know, and the marlin strike and all the bad weather that they've had to contend with, you know, I think they've done really so well, and everyone's massively proud of the whole team.
Like most franchisees, RMHC just becomes part of your way of life. It's inspiring the people that work for you to get involved in raising money from RMHC, allowing them to go to the house and see the great work that they do, supporting them in the various challenges that they do to raise money. So whether that's walking the coastal path in Yorkshire, doing the inflatable 5K, or whatever it is that they choose to do, just using that as an outlet to help them grow as individuals, feel as though they're giving back to the community and supporting a fantastic charity.
The charity, I think, as time has gone on, more and more people seem to know more about the charity. In fact, a lot of people I now know have had someone who's had to use one of the houses. So it's becoming more familiar more to more people. And I think as time moves on, I think the communities we work in will be supporting us more and more as they see the value of the charity.
I think the more houses we have around the UK means more families we can support around the UK, and I think that is probably the best ambition anybody could have.
Well, you know, we're really fortunate as franchisees because we've got this unique position and opportunity to give something back. So whether that's through the money that's donated in the boxes in the restaurants from our customers, whether that's through kind of events that we run from time to time in restaurants, kind of raising money or awareness, but you know, we're also kind of going out in their community and spreading the word, allowing people to learn more about what RMHC does. And then the various charity things that we've done over the years as well, which has been, you know, really good for raising money, but also great for spreading the word and building awareness around what the charity does.
Still a bit of unknown with it because you've never come into the marina and been met by them before. Like, I didn't really have an idea of what was going to happen, and like that they were going to come out, meet us there, pretty much guide us all the way in, and then there's the flares bit and everybody's there to welcome you. Like, but you don't expect it to be that whole reception that went on. So yeah, that was pretty like amazing.
You imagine it's going to be tough, and it's just a different level. It is the world's toughest experience you could possibly have. It is brutal. It is absolutely brutal.
In my lowest hour, he pulled out of his log. I was really down. I was crying, miserable, hating my life. And
is this every day?
Yeah. Every hour of every day.
Welcome to my world.
And Rick, he said, "What's up?" He said, "I just want a Coke Zero." And Rick pulled out a can of Coke Zero out of his locker. He said, "Do you want this?" He said, "I've been saving it, but you can have it." And I started crying. I said, "Oh, it's the nicest thing anyone's ever done for me." He looked after me like a dad. And every time he knew I was down, he'd just come and walk over and give me a hug on the oars. He never came out the cabin without a smile on his face. He always had a treat for someone when they needed it. He always just knew what to do when people were there. He's the most amazing human being that I've ever met in my life. I know now why he's one of my best friends.
I wish I'd have recorded you were getting pinned with Nick the other night and just played that conversation.
He is also weak as toffee. Thank you very much, Tony. Oh,
thank you.
Personalised.
Here we go, I love a medal. Oh, thank you very much, Tony.
Thank you very much. Winner! Come on! What you guys have done, we all know, is absolutely incredible. But on the back of that, you've also raised a significant amount of money for the charity, which changed people's lives. I mean, I'm sure this road changed your lives and what you've been through, but the knock-on effect from that is the money you've raised will help hundreds and thousands of families on an ongoing basis to be together with their children when they're sick in hospital. So huge thank you and kudos on that basis.
Thank you. If there's a place for hell on earth, that's where it was. The hardest thing physically and mentally that I've ever done in my life, 100%. It was the world's toughest endurance challenge for a reason. It was very difficult.
More than mental test. As team captain, in charge of 3 strong-minded, independent business owners, was tough, very, very challenging. Being in those confined spaces, the living conditions, being in constant pain, yeah, it's a big mental battle.
Torture, I think is the only word to describe it. Every single aspect of it, the living in the cabins, the rowing 12 hours a day 2 on 2 off, the living on rations, the extreme conditions of weather. If you look at each individual aspect, each one its own is torture. Put them together and it's just endurance to another level. It's called the world's toughest endurance race, and now it's easy to talk about it before you left. Having done it now, it's an experience that I've never even thought possible. What you can endure, what the physical body can do, it's taking it to a whole new different level. So yeah, it's torture, but in the same way, there is a massive sense of achievement at the same time.
It's given my life perspective, and now I know what matters and is important in my life.
Genuinely, I'd just say that mentally the most challenging thing I've ever done in my life.
Absolutely amazing, crazy, foolish. But I would do it again.
Torture with a massive appreciation for support and happy thoughts that we've been sent from supporters that we know, supporters that we don't know. So following going on Look North, the amount of messages that we've had from people that we don't know, that we've never met, it's really heartwarming to see how nice people are. When you're in that difficult time of need, people reach out for you, and it is a real blessing.
Yeah, that I found really tough, and to be honest, I'm still kind of battling with that a little bit now, which is like coming up on a year on from finishing it, because it was a pretty savage year. It was savage before going. I'd had multiple things happen in my life and losses in my family, and then coming back with another loss in the family. So it's been hard to place what's come from where, if you get what I mean, because I don't know what to put down to the row and what to put down to other stuff that happened outside the row. But yeah, it's been pretty tough adjusting to it. Yeah, I think that's the only thing. Like, training has taken quite a while to get into, and I think, again, speaking to some of the lads, they're feeling the same, because I don't think it's just that you had a goal before, but also I came back in such bad physical condition compared to where I went. I'd got myself in good shape, obviously, for the challenge, but when I came back, there was just like my strength had gone, my fitness had gone, I couldn't grip stuff anymore, my grip had gone. So the things that people don't really, and I wouldn't have presumed before doing it, I didn't think I'd come back not even being able to open like bottles of water. I couldn't grip caps to undo bottles of water, that's how much my grip had gone. Which sounds weird because you're holding oars all the time, but you're not squeezing it, you're not actually gripping anything. So it was like a big humble pie coming back and trying to build your fitness back, because you were like, it's in such a rubbish state, yet I've done this massive physical challenge, but I'm at like rock bottom with it. I've got to take all my weights right back, my cardio's gone. So yeah, that's been hard, kind of getting back physically as well.
Yeah, so coming back into normal life, it's like you still need a challenge or something to do. I've struggled to just keep a constant, so it's like I always need to be signed into something since, or have a challenge. Is that a bad thing or a good thing? I'm not just too sure yet. But coming back, to get into the normal way of life has taken a bigger amount of time than what I thought it was. I've been fortunate enough to have a busy family life and a busy work to keep you occupied. But it has definitely made me have a focus that you can do anything. So you've crossed an ocean now, you can literally do anything that you want to. Set yourself challenges, set yourself goals, and push yourself to the maximum of what you can do. So there's two things that have sat really true to me since I've come back. So there was one thing that Ian said, the safety officer, before we left, that every storm will pass. And I didn't really appreciate the extent to what he meant at the start of it to do that. But we were in storms. Storms lasted 3 days, and when you're constantly 2 hours on, 2 hours off, and in your cabin, you know that you're going back out into a horrible situation. It was an awful feeling, but every storm does pass. And I think if you cascade that into normal life now, we all have tragedies in our lives, we all have bad days at work, we all have difficult periods that you need to get to. But as true as it was in the row now, it's as true as it was in life, and every storm does pass. How long it takes that storm to pass is indifferent. And then the other one, which we had written on the boat, was adversity will strengthen you if you have the will to grind it out. So adversity comes at us all the time in all shapes and forms, and the answer is you've just got to grind it out. And those dark days and those dark times where you just needed to grind it out was ever true, but you grind it out and we will finish in the end, that's for sure.
What's that song called? You only know it's a moment when it's a memory.
When you don't realise you're in the moment until it's a memory.
Summer 91. Yeah, so we talked about being in the moment when we came into this harbour and just really soaking it up and make sure. And there was a song that Matt had put on his 90s dance classics, and it's called Summer 91, and it says, you only know it's a moment when it's a memory. And I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. And I remember us coming in and we teed this song up, and we said, when we get in the harbour, full whack, just play this song. And Matt's on the tunes, and we pull in the harbour, and Matt just plays this song, You Only Know It's a Moment When It's a Memory. And we can see all the family on the cliff top, and they're screaming. You can hear, yeah, and you can hear the voices, you know, for the first time. And I did this on the boat as well and got mocked for that, so the lads were like, oh, he's crying again. It was just really, that moment was just insane. We'd thought about it for so long, we were so tired, you know, so broken, and all our families and friends have flown all this way to greet us. If you could bottle that feeling and sell it, it's just pure euphoria. That first moment when we got off the boat and people are like, oh, would you do it again? Never. I didn't want to see a rowing boat again. You know, I remember saying to my wife after about a week out,
if I ever come up with an idea as stupid as this again, shut me down. It's like, I'm never doing anything like this again. This is crazy. It took a long time to get your body and your mental state right. It wasn't until about the June, bearing in mind we came off in the January, before my body started to feel half normal and I was lifting something semi-reasonable compared to what I was lifting. I lost so much weight. You know, in total from the start to the day I got off the boat, I lost over 33 kilos. On the boat, I lost 18.5 kilos. And I was eating 9,000 calories a day, but it was just falling off me. And so the body's a bit of a mess, the head's a bit of a mess. And, you know, pride, talk about all of that, but don't want anything to do with the boat. I'm not rowing an ocean again. And 10 months on, I'm still not rowing an ocean because it's not fair to my family. And that's the main reason is I wouldn't put my family through that again. There is a bit of me that goes, I could have done that. Wish I'd done that better. Could do that differently. And also, when I watched this year's people start building up in the boat park over the last couple of days, and they're doing their checks, and they're all smiling in the boat, I'm a little bit jealous. I look back and go, that feeling of being in that boat park when you felt invincible, you're about to go, you feel great, you're like, yes, this is it. I don't know what's coming, but it's going to be cool, and I'm going to have some stories to tell. I'm a little bit jealous of those people that are just about to go. Don't want to do it, but I'm very proud to be part of that community that managed to tackle it and do it and have a few stories to tell.
Matthew, we've come full circle now. It's over 2.5 years since I got that phone call one day after you and Dean had had a little bit too much red wine. But we're here in the Manchester house now, and I'm sure there's an immense amount of pride just looking what you and the rest of the team have made possible for families with sick children in hospital being sat here in the Manchester house. How does that feel for yourself?
Yeah, it's an immense pride, and it's a very surreal feeling of what we've done, which you can't imagine what it was like, but then seeing the results. So we've just listened to a family and heard their story, and whenever you come into a house, it's a really heartwarming experience to come and to see what the charity does for families, and to listen to their story and how grateful they've been of the funds that we've raised that support the charity and enable people to have this home away from home. It's just a really heartwarming experience. We talked a lot on the boat, so we had a lot of dark times on the boats, and the frequent thing that we said was there's a lot of people in RMHC houses that are going through a heck of a lot worse than us, grind it out and get rowing. So we often reflected on the cause and the reason why we were doing this in order to get us through those dark times that we had on the boat, and there was dark times most days. So to be here and to see it and to get that sense of gratitude is just a really heartwarming feeling for us. So Tony and I have known each other for over 20 years, and Tony's always been either on an adventure with me, we've climbed mountains, we've cycled across countries. Tony's either been with me on the challenge or he's been that big smiley face at the end of it. To get into Antigua and see Tony with his smile on his face, there holding a bottle of beer and a medal for us, it's just how much the charity goes to support not only the people that are in the houses, but to support the people and the fundraisers that are out there as well. Without that geeing us along and helping us on the way, Tony's been an immense support to us over the last 2 years in helping us orchestrate what doing such a big event looks like, and to see both Tony and the other franchisees there in Antigua, it's just a spirit of the community that we're in.
Yeah, I mean, looking back, I think, climbing mountains, bike rides, this was just one too far for me to actually take part in, so I left that to the experts. But being out in Antigua to greet the team, just such a humbling experience to be there with the families, the sense of emotion and pride from everybody, to the build-up, looking through the app and tracking the guys as they took on this challenge. And yeah, absolute pleasure and privilege to be part of just one small part of this. We have 14 Ronald McDonald houses around the UK. Last year, we supported more than 8,500 families. On average, a family stays over 16 nights with us to be close to their child in hospital.
Every one of those families has got a story, they've got a background, they've got a journey, they've come from different places, and the charity enables them to stay close with their family. The money raised from the row was just over £250,000, which has given around 7,000 nights worth of accommodation to people. So for all of you that have supported, that have sponsored, that have donated, you have made a massive difference to lots of families' lives throughout the UK. And that's a massive thank you for me and the team in order to help us achieve these goals.
But it doesn't stop there. We want to provide accommodation at every specialist children's hospital around the UK, and that takes a great deal of money. Every element of support that you can offer is greatly appreciated towards that ambition.
When you do these things, it's not a one-off challenge. There is a personal feel-good factor in doing these things. It is heartwarming, and you always feel better after you've done a challenge. If you've just finished one, or if you're just thinking about doing something, do it. Stretch yourself, whether it's a 10k run, whether it's a walk down a canal, or whether it's a cake bake sale. It's a really heartwarming experience helping any charity, and what you're doing to support RMHC makes a massive difference to people's lives.
From the families we support, a huge thank you to everyone who's offered support in the past, in the present, and hopefully in the future.
We spent a huge amount of our time training out of Hartlepool Marina. The Marina and the entire team were unbelievable. They were very supportive, helped us throughout. The facilities were incredible. We kept the boat there, and we'd lock out and lock in 24 hours a day, depending on tide, obviously, as we were coming in. And we had all the facilities we needed to practice for our big adventure. We can't thank the team at Hartlepool enough for everything they did for us.
When you do these challenges, you find that you're surrounded by other inspiring people, and none more so than Simon, our navigator, aka Uncle Dave. Simon has spent a lifetime racing sailing boats around the world, and since retiring from racing, supports teams like us with navigation and also the GB Olympic sailing team. When I asked him to send us a picture of him for the credits, I got 3 random pictures sent through, which just perfectly sums up Simon. One of him skippering the Clipper Around the World race from Salvador to New York, where he won the race by 24 hours. One of him sailing from Yokohama to Hawaii in 50-knot winds, apparently wondering what I should do. Don't necessarily believe him. And then a normal picture of him after his team has just won gold at the Olympics. Simon was a massive support and credit to our team. I spoke to him most days, and he was definitely a pick-me-up and motivation on those dark mornings, and a massively reassuring support to the family at home. In short, an absolute legend and our brother in arms, and just another thing that the row credited to us and made it really worthwhile and inspired us about the people that we met along this journey.